everybody, I hope you're all doing well. Today me and Ollie are out here in Holmes County. We're about to launch on the Holmes Creek just north of Cypress Springs. It's a place we've been to before. It's called Burnt Sock Landing, and we're going to check out the water levels. I know there's been a drought, and we believe there's enough water still up here on Holmes Creek that we can, even at this far up, that we can still travel down the creek and check it out, because I've never been down it from this point. I have been up it from this point, and I just want to see how far we can go today and make it back safely, you know. So that's what we're going to do today, and y'all can come along and enjoy the ride with us and check this place out. I'll show you what it looks like, and I'll probably tell you a little story, if I don't forget, about why this place is called Burnt Sock, if you don't know. But we'll go check out the landing right now, and I'll show you that. There are no vehicles allowed back here after you get to the fence where you had to walk on out to the boat ramp. This is more or less a canoe or kayak launch point only. This is your boat ramp. It's a decent boat ramp. It's actually probably big enough for a boat, a typical boat. But not intended for that. Water is high enough we can get up and down it, as long as we can get around all the trees and stuff, because there's a lot of trees down up in this area. This area doesn't really get kayaked as near as often as the area down around Cypress. So you can already see there's a lot of trees. And the water's really clear, which is to be expected considering we're under the drought conditions that we are. So all you're seeing right now is spring water pretty much, and runoff from further north, but mostly spring water. So clear you can see the fish really good. Great place to fish. Let's put in and check it out. Alright, we are off. Now I'm not sure if I'm going to go downstream for sure. I just want to see how far I can get. I don't really like the portage unless I absolutely have to, especially when I got Ollie with me. And typically I bring his leash, and today I did not even remember to grab it, so he's leashless today. But he'll be all right. He don't run off. He's pretty good at obeying. I sure hope you can see how clear this water is. It's really clear. Pretty shallow too, but not near as bad as I thought it would be. We'll be scraping over some logs though, no doubt, like right now, if we can even get across. Let's see. I have to back up and try this one again. Alright, we're going to try this again at a little different angle. A little bit further this way. Yeah, now we made it through that one. It's so quiet back here. I can hear insects flying back in the woods over there. Almost sounds like a bee swarm. Could be. It's a lot of something flying around. Now I know if anybody watches my videos regularly, you'll probably know that almost always I'm going to paddle upstream first. That way, if you know, you're running into any kind of an emergency type situation, or you just get tired, you know, because you do get tired out here, you can have an easy paddle back. You can float down. I mean, it's a whole lot easier to float back than it is trying to paddle upstream. There's some enormous fish swimming around out here. I wish you could see them all. I'll try to angle the camera down a little bit. There's some right swimming across over here to the left. They're beautiful. All these rocks I'm looking at, all that would normally be underwater, and you can see where that seems to be it seems to be a spring right in here, because the water's super clear. There's probably a spring back in there running out here, but I'm not 100% sure. It does look like it. Can't get a boat up in there, so we're not going to go. I'm really not sure we're going to be able to go any further than what I'm looking at straight ahead, but maybe we can go around that right side. We'll have to look and see when we get up there. Doesn't look like I can go to the right. Let's look on the left. See what that looks like. May not be able to go any further. Really shallow right here. Just barely floating. I don't know if we can make this or not. It's pretty low. Stay right here, Alex. Go nowhere. It's really low. All right, let's see. Let the camera down even further. I'm gonna have to turn the camera off till we get through this. I'm gonna scrub. Whew, so we made it through that mess. Who knows how much more of that we got to deal with. That's the thing when you're out here on the water like this. Sometimes to get where you going, you got to do stuff like that, and sometimes you don't want to do it. It depends on how bad you want to explore, I guess. I already see some more trees up ahead of us. Now you can see it, like this log I'm going by right now. It looks like maybe it was possibly cut with a chainsaw. I don't know if you can see it or not in the video, because it's like right over here behind me on the left. Looks like it might have been cut with a chainsaw, but boy, those are pretty, ain't they? Can you see those spider lilies? Or at least I think that's what they're called, spider lilies. just growing right up there on the bank, just natural as can be. Ollie, you enjoying the ride, buddy? I think you are enjoying the ride. Oh man. Well, there's another tree down, and I see another one on past this one. One good thing about this area is there's not a lot of current. Current's pretty slow. I'm looking at something over here to the left. I got sidetracked. Looks like another spring coming out from over here. Not a lot of water, but there is some runoff. We call that a branch where I'm from. A branch like water, not like a branch on a tree. Well, that might sound a little odd, but that's what we call it. Well, we got around this tree. There's a tree up there that's been there for a long time, but it's been cut. Now, I've spoken about this before, how it seems like when I'm back in these places like this, I never ever run across any alligators. But I don't know what that is. There's something laying over there. I don't know what that is. Oh, it's a 2-liter bottle upside down. It's covered in stuff. I think I'll leave it alone. But I never run across alligators out here. Now, when I'm on the Choctahatchee, that's where I see them at. And I don't see a lot of them, but they're out there. And they're in here too, but I just never see them. Never see them. And Ollie says that's a good thing. I don't want him to get eat, so I guess it is a good thing. But it's just odd to me, like these places just seem like somewhere that you'd see an alligator. But instead of seeing them out in here, you see them on the area that seems to be traveled more on, like the Choctahatchee. There's another big tree, and unfortunately, if you were coming up on it, it looks like you can't get through because all this looks like it's all just scattered across. But once you get up here to it, a little closer where you can investigate it, you can see you can get around it. Now, one thing I need to warn people is if you're ever in any of these creeks and it's got a good strong current and you're coming up on some of these trees like this that are submerged and sticking out of the water, or where you can't get around them, just be careful, because if the current's real strong, it can slam your boat into it and can even make you capsize and make your boat and you pull you underneath that log. And there's also areas on the bank where sometimes the water, not on these creeks but that I'm on, but there are some that have some rivers and creeks where the water actually runs underneath the ground, and if you get over there too close to that bank, if you don't know the area, you could get sucked up underneath there, and it's a very real drowning danger. And I am looking at something, so I gotta get off of this. Okay, we good. This is a pretty deep spot I'm at right now. It's really deep right here in this curve. Turn the boat around so we can see it a little bit better in the camera. But it's deep. You can tell it's deep. I don't know how deep, but the water's fairly clear and I can't see the bottom. Pretty tight squeeze right up here in front of us. Don't know if we'll get around this one or not either. So far so good, but we'll see. Looks like this one's going all the way across. but there might be an opening on that left side where I can just squeeze right through. Who knows? It's gonna be tight if there is. I don't know. No, ain't gonna be able to get through here. Bump into. Oh, sorry, Ollie. The only place around this would be right down there on that side, right over here. Looks like. I don't know if you can see it or not, but right there where the water's going. That's kind of how you can tell. But we're going to try it on the other end. There's a log laying there, and I don't know if that's all one piece or if it's two separate ones. We're going to check it out and see. And we might get out of it. We'll see. Yeah, that's two logs. That is two logs. It may even be three. Well, we got that far and we decided we're not going to get out. We could have. It's really not that bad a spot to portage at all. And I might do it if I'm with somebody else, maybe Jake's with me or something. But since I got Ollie, I just really don't want to get him out and have to move the boat out here. So we're going to skip that one. So we'll turn around and we'll head back up on the north side of the boat landing where we put in the last time when me and Jake came. We'll head up north like we did then. So up until we get up to there, I'm just going to shut off the camera. It won't be but a second for y'all, so see you up there on the other side. Well, we're not there yet. I forgot we had to come back through this big pile of trees, but we're almost through it. I just had to turn the camera on just to get another shot of this from the other direction, because stuff like that makes you appreciate not having to go through trees like that. All right, well, we got through that. Almost back up to the boat ramp where we started at. These are the rocks I was talking about, the limestone. You gotta admit, the water looks, I mean, it's clear anyway out here, but it looks like it might be a little clearer over here. I'm gonna pull up over here in this spot from the left. Yeah, there's some bubbling up right here underneath me. I can see them. I'm right over them. Let me see if I can get them on camera. There's probably another spring back in here. Hold on, let's see. I'm gonna have to get on the back side where the sun won't be shining on the water. So I can point that to you. I done stirred the water up a little bit, but it's still fairly clear. Let me back up a little bit so I can show you. Okay, if you can see those sandy spots right there, you can look at that sand and you can see it bubbling up. That's a sand boil. Well, the water's coming up out of the ground and blowing that sand up like that. It's not a very strong one, but every bit helps. And it might be stronger during when it's raining, because we'll have more groundwater. So that's one. So let's pull up here and we'll walk back there and see what there is. Oh, and there's some more of those spider lilies. Isn't that beautiful? Yeah. Okay. Now this is what it looks like. And there's definitely a spring back here. Probably not a very big magnitude. I'm gonna try to walk on these rocks without busting my tail. Very slick. Maybe not. I better stay in the water. At least the bottom's pretty solid. Water feels amazing. See if I can get a better shot of this spring boil. I'll just put the lens in the water just so you can see it. Okay, well that was pretty neat. So let's see how I'm gonna get over here to the other side without busting my tail. Ooh, that dirt on top is like super slippery. It's wet. This right here might not be. Let's check this out. Yeah, this is dry, pretty dry. Yeah, now that's gorgeous. So you can see almost busted it there. I'm trying to do this with ollie in my arms. That's why my balance isn't great. Okay, so right here, this is all spring, what we call branch, like I told you, branch water. Daddy used to say if you get at the head of that branch, you can get you a drink of water. Well, we had cows, that's why he said that. We had cows roaming in the woods and we had branches all in it. So if you wanted clean water, you better go to the head of the branch. Whew, this is super slippery right here. Oh, yeah, pretty neat, pretty neat. So I got over the big log and I found this, not really a waterfall, but well, I guess it is a small waterfall. And I can see it right there. It's very small. Got some beautiful babbling brook, I guess is what you call that, huh? Pretty clear water. Runs all the way back up into there. But as far as a swimming hole to be swimming at, no, it's not really that. It's pretty boggy back in here. But it's a beautiful place and it's not been changed by man, you know. It's still pretty much natural. I can see some more springs in here bubbling under the water, but nothing major. Now to say, that was a pretty cool spring area to look at. Wasn't much of a spring, but still pretty neat to look at and explore. What do y'all think? All right, there's our boat ramp that we started at. So we're headed back past it, and we're gonna head up north now. If I recall, there's also some trees down up here that we could only go so far without portaging as well. And it was actually, the water was pretty low up this way the last time we came. So I expect it to be about the same this time. This is the same place that me and Jake saw the gar under the water. Just piles of them, hundreds of them, schools of them, full size, just beautiful, speckled, beautiful. I've got some footage of that in some of my videos from when we came the last time, if you'd like to see them. Lots of trees are down. Now this one here, I don't know if we're going to be able to get over it. I think we can, but it may be a struggle. We'll check it out on the other side. Whew, yeah, that was tough. But we didn't get out. We just seesawed over it, made it to the other side. Hope it's worth it. We got to seesaw back over it on the way out. One thing's for sure, if you don't like going around and underneath fallen trees and over fallen trees or portaging or anything like that, you won't care for this. You won't care for this area because there's lots of trees down. I've went over probably 4 so far that I had to drag the boat across the top of them. So I didn't get out, so it's doable without getting out, but a little harder with Ollie in the boat with me. But it pays off if you want to see something most people won't see. So at this point in the game, I think I've gone as far as I'm going to go. As you can see, there is another tree with a bunch of brush growing around it, or hanging over, or laying in the water, and I could definitely portage around it, but I'm not going to. Also hear a deer or something in the woods over there. But I thought he might come out where he'd see us, or we'd see him, but no such luck. But this is where we are. Frankly, I think me and Ollie are pretty much done and have gone as far as we want to go. He's probably hungry. I know I am. So we're going to turn around and seesaw back over all those trees that we went across and call it a day. We'll head back up towards the boat ramp and get this thing out of here. Well, we're almost back to the landing. Hope y'all enjoyed this trip. Definitely a quiet trip. I did see some hogs. I didn't get them on video. They took off before I could get them. But that's okay. Well, me and Ollie sure hope y'all have enjoyed this trip. It's been a great trip. Here at Burnt Sock Landing, right here on the Holmes Creek. And it's time for us to go. And with that being said, just want to say bye, and until next time, y'all get outdoors.